So you've probably been thinking about change lately. You don't really want to accept that things might have to change, but it's been on your mind for a while. That was me back in 2020. So in this video, I want to present an idea, or more like a movement, like a community. I want to present Dzuki. So that's Dzuki, Dzuki, and the slogan is probably gonna be, not even probably, well, probably I have to choose between two. So maybe you can help me decide. One's gonna be Sculpt yourself, and the other one's gonna be Pursuit of Excellence. So how did everything start? So 2020, that was the year of COVID. Fond memories, man, fond memories. And I was just graduating high school. So I was supposed to finish grade 12. And then I go to meet my cousin brother for my spring break. And I never returned. I never returned to my high school. I had an online graduation. I could never say bye to the people. And you know how that period went, lockdown, you couldn't go out, you couldn't meet people. So that left me with a lot of time to think. And as time passed, the only thing that was very certain to me was I wasn't satisfied with myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I dealt with people. I didn't like the way I was thinking. And overall, I was just like dissatisfied. And I had to be brutally honest with myself. Who got me to that point? Myself. I was out of shape because I wasn't controlling what I was eating. I wasn't taking myself to the gym. I wasn't valuable to the marketplace because I didn't invest time in building skills, learning skills. And like there was no one else to blame at that point. But the thing is, when you're brutally honest with yourself and you get to the conclusion that there's no one else to blame, because there's no one else to blame, bro. Like there's only you. When you get to that conclusion, it can either break you or it can make you. Because think about it, if everything that you have right now, that you are right now, is because of you, that means everything that you are bound to have and that you're bound to be in the future, that's you. That's all you. And I'm not saying like, oh, take all the credit and all that. Of course, other things help us on this journey to becoming who we want to become or achieving what we want to achieve. But essentially, you are the common denominator. If your life is shit, if you don't like your life right now, you are the common denominator. If you like your life, if you like what's going on with your life, you are the common denominator. So yeah, and then I went spiraling down the self-development rabbit hole. I was reading self-help books. I was watching self-help YouTubers, and I don't know, there wasn't a YouTuber well, I was mainly watching YouTube videos. I was reading for the sake of saying I was reading. It does make sense, but that's what I was doing, you know. Maybe it's from some insecurity, or maybe it's to show that oh, I read this many books this year, you know. But yeah, I went down the rabbit hole, and I don't know. I think it could have been, the process could have been sped up, and a lot of things could have been avoided. Because most of the YouTubers, they never encourage critical thinking and like thinking for yourself. They say, oh, you gotta do this to improve. And yeah, it does improve. But the thing is, you have to realize that their situation and your situation completely different. Like, they might be full-time YouTubers and their like only job is to optimize what they have going on in their life to get proper sleep and all that. But you might have uni, you might have school, you might have work, you might have like other family responsibilities. So when you follow these laws of self-improvement, what I found was when you, well, this you can't really avoid too at the same time, because once you get aware of what's good for you, when you stop doing that or when you're like avoiding doing that, you feel like shit in the long term. Well, not even in the long term, you just start feeling shit because like you're aware of what's good for you, but then you're not doing it, right? But then I never really found someone who encouraged thinking for yourself. Well, there's a guy, Luke Belmar. I don't watch him that much, but he encourages like thinking for yourself and doing the research yourself, finding information yourself, like relying on yourself. But yeah, that's what Dzuki is. Dzuki is in my language, that's Zonka. Dzuki, so D is just my nickname. I just put it there, you know. But Dzuki is basically a ring. And when you're crafting a ring, I'm not a ring expert. I just like the idea of crafting a ring. You take a sheet of metal, like gold or anything, and then you cut it to the size you want. And then you're basically hammering at it. You're hammering it, and then you're mending it into a shape, bending it into the shape you want. Or like you have a goal before, and then you're trying to meet that goal with all that mending and hammering and all that. And the other analogy, I guess, I like is like, I don't know if you've seen it. Just go into Pinterest right now or Google and just search up man sculpting himself. So it's basically like a stone pillar, and it's a man with a hammer, and I don't know what that sharp thing is called, but he's basically like, you get the idea. He's chipping things away into becoming the man he wants to become. That's basically the idea of Dzuki. You're sculpting yourself into someone that you want to become. You have to put in time and like think about who you want to become and get clear on that, because if you don't know who or what you want to become, what's all the discipline and hardworking, like studying and all that, like what's it for? Like, you need a vision, like an end point. You might never reach there, but it's the pursuit that matters, right? You need something to aim for. Because if you're not sure what you're aiming for, then why would you apply discipline? Like, where would you even apply discipline to? Like, you understand? That's what Dzuki is. It's still in the infantile stage. Like, I haven't mapped out everything or like exactly what I want it to be, and that only time can tell. That's why I'm building upon it right now. I've been thinking about it for a few months now. So yeah, that's Dzuki. Sculpt yourself, think for yourself, Define who you want to be, because I've so I'm part of this community, and they have like calls and all that. And Charlie Morgan, like, he's big on YouTube and all that. He's a millionaire, and he said, "You don't achieve goals; you achieve characters." So basically, the goals you want to achieve, someone out there is achieving them effortlessly. Why? Because they're the person who can achieve those goals. So that's your thing. You have to become that person to achieve the goals that you want. And your job is to think about what you want and think about who the person is who achieves those goals. And I'm doing the same thing. There's like this document thing that might be of help for you, but I gotta make that first myself. Like, for me to show it to you. So yeah, sculpting yourself, it can be physical, mental, financial. Then you get the idea. It's basically improving yourself. Like, being intentional about improving yourself. That is Dzuki. So if you like that idea, you can stick around, and this is basically the start of the journey. You know, it might become something big. I don't know. Hopefully it becomes something big, you know. That'd be dope. That'd actually be dope. So yeah, Dzuki gang, we up. We up. Oh, another thing. The analogy of the man sculpting himself. That's gonna be painful, right? Like, if you had to like sculpt things like into your body, like you had to sculpt your body, that's gonna be painful. So I want you to expect pain. I want you to expect that breaking beliefs, getting in shape, studying for long hours is gonna be painful. But that's the vision that you need to like keep you on track. Like, I'm becoming this person by doing this. Going to the gym is gonna be painful. Like, lifting heavy weights, especially like the last few reps, you're trying to like build muscle. That's gonna be painful. And if you don't have a vision, you're gonna, let me tell you this from personal experience, you're gonna be like, I did the work. When you really didn't. You didn't push yourself. And another thing, start talking to yourself very nicely. Start talking to yourself like you're talking to a child. And if you're screaming to a child, I would judge you. I would judge you so bad if you're screaming at a kid. I'm not saying just be nice and all that. Be disciplined. There are ways to communicate discipline to a kid. Try doing it to yourself. When you gotta get hard things done, and like the voice inside of you is like, nah, I can't be effed. Try to explain things to himself. I mean to him, instead of scolding him or her. Okay? So that's what I want you to work on. This is your action step for the video. Think about who you want to become. Think about what you want to achieve, and who you need to become in order to achieve that thing. Start talking to yourself positively. Okay? Like, I want everything inside of you aligned and working towards that one goal of becoming who you want to become, or achieving what you want to achieve. I don't want you to be fighting with yourself and with the world. Do you understand that? Like, this is interesting. I love talking about like development and improving yourself, achieving goals and all that. Because achieving goals is haps for it. This is fun, you know? And you're proud of yourself when you're achieving goals. 2020 me, the goals that he set out, I've already achieved it. Now it's time for new goals, bigger and better goals. You know, like, that's fun. It's very fun, I'm telling you. And everything can be like speed. Everything can be sped up. You don't have to like trial error. You learn from me. I spent 4 years trying to like, not 4 years, but 3 years trying to build a physique that I want, that I'm proud of. Now I've built it, and I'm sharing things, information to like speed up your process. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm making Dzuki, so I can do things and I can speed your process. Like, be a wise person. A wise person learns from other people's mistakes. Right? Be a wise person. Learn from my mistake. Learn from like other people, your role models and all that, like idols. They probably have pages talking about the same thing. Like, don't do this. Don't do them. Like, just speed up your process, and then you can probably do the same thing and teach people coming after you. You know, you feel me? Alright. So action step. Start thinking about who you want to become, what you want to achieve, and start talking to yourself properly. Okay? Make that partnership with yourself. Like, okay, ask the person inside, like the voice inside of you, what do you want? It's probably gonna, like, if it's being very honest and if you're not judging it, it's probably gonna be something like, oh, I want power, status, and money. Like, the voice inside, usually, what I've found is it usually wants a type of emotion. So when you can't get the big thing, it settles for smaller emotions that can, like, it's not exactly what it wants, but like it can suffice. So in times when you're trying to do hard things and your voice is like, let's not do it. Remind it. That's why you need the goals. That's why you need like a vision. Like, remind how you would feel if that vision was true. Remind the voice. Like, make a partnership. If you had a partnership with someone else, how would you treat that someone else? How would you motivate that someone else? How would you keep that someone else in like discipline and all, like tunnel vision? How would you manage that relationship with that someone? Do the same thing with yourself. This is, I don't know if it's gonna become big. Well, I have a funny feeling. About it. But yeah, Dzuki gang, we up. I'm gonna go record some more videos. Ciao. Oh, just a minute. I do have a one-on-one coaching call. I'm starting a fitness coaching call. So if you're interested, that's the link in the description. You can book a call with me and we can figure out if we're a good fit and if I can be of any service to you. Yeah, have a great day, man. Ciao.